welcome to the programme. We start in the United States, where media are reporting that Donald Trump's national security advisor, Mike Waltz, is to leave his position. Mr. Waltz faced calls to resign after being involved in setting up a chat on the non-secure messaging app Signal, where sensitive military operations were being discussed. A journalist was accidentally added to the chat. Reports say Mr. Waltz's deputy, Alex Wong, is also to leave. Straight to Washington then, we can join our correspondent, Janelle de Malone. Welcome, Janelle. So if confirmed, do we presume that Mr. Waltz's departure and this Signal leak are connected?
We do, Phil. As you say, this all goes back to Signalgate, where Mike Waltz accidentally added a reporter to that Signal group chat where airstrikes against the Houthis were being discussed. So that was back in March. It was a very big scandal. Now, initially, President Trump stood by Mike Waltz, at least publicly, but behind the scenes, the word really was that he was very angry at Mike Waltz, that he blamed him for the reporter being added to this chat and this scandal becoming public. Incidentally, he was angrier at Waltz than he was at Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who was the one outlining these war plans in this insecure chat. So this really does appear like an incident where Mike Waltz was unable to recover his standing with the president. On top of that, there were also prominent voices in the president's ear calling on Trump to dump Mike Waltz, chief among them Laura Loomer, that is a far-right internet personality who also sometimes acts as one of Trump's external advisors. So it would really seem like the writing was on the wall for Mike Waltz for a while. If he does go, it would mark the first high-profile departure of this administration. President Trump may say something on it soon, and that is something that we are standing by for.
OK, so still to be confirmed, but if confirmed, what sort of effect is this likely to have on US foreign policy?
This is a really key question because National Security Advisor, of course, a very important post. They sit just a few steps away from the president at the White House, and we are at a critical juncture. We just saw this minerals deal being agreed between the U.S. and Ukraine. The U.S. still trying to mediate a peace deal between Ukraine and Russia. And in these kinds of negotiations, of course, it's helpful if there's a certain kind of predictability, consistency that Ukrainians and Russians know who is representing the U.S. at these talks. There's also this question of who might replace him. Now, Mike Waltz was known to be someone who was a bit more of a traditional Republican hawk in that he might have been more critical of Russia and more sympathetic to Ukraine. His departure would open up the possibility that he's replaced by someone who's more aligned with the MAGA view of things, somebody who would be more anti-U.S. intervention in foreign conflicts. Now, if you're Ukraine, that might make you a bit nervous. I did mention that minerals deal already, and they did see that as a positive step in U.S.-Ukrainian relations, which we know has seen its fair share of challenges. So a change in this position could present future issues, perhaps, in this relationship, and that would be something Ukraine is concerned about.
Thanks for that, Janelle. DW correspondent Janelle de Malone in Washington.